So currently we have got 33 nurseries across like Somerset, Plymouth area, Dorset, Hampshire. So we do cover quite a wide of the southwest and like along the coast area, Bournemouth. Currently at the minute here at Musgrove we have got up to we can take 5 rooms. So we've got a baby room, the nest room, the explorers room, investigators, preschool, and then we've also got an after school club which is a high fives club. So we do take a wide range of children. We take from 3 months all the way up until they leave for primary school. It's that's the oldest we can take till. Part of our company, we're very big on ethos. So like we use a lot of recycled plastic. We don't use one-use plastic. We are currently trialling at Musgrove the reusable nappies. So some of our children, especially in the explorers room and the investigators room, are in reusable nappies when they're here. So then we wash them in and then we put them in our dryer. So it eliminates the plastics from the nappies going into the landfill site every year, as roughly children use about 100 nappies a year just alone at when they're in a setting, not even when they're at home. So it's a lot of plastic and non-biodegradable equipment that is going into the landfill sites, which isn't good. That isn't recyclable for the planet. So we try and have them as ready for school as we can. We try and promote as much independence. So especially in the investigators and preschool, we do a lot of self-service. So at lunchtime, they try and serve their own lunch. Obviously, the staff members are there to help the children if needed, like wiping their own noses. We try and encourage them to do it as much as they can, use mirrors at the tissue station, and obviously staff members will help again if needed, helping getting them own drinks. When we go out in the garden, encourage them to try and put their own coats on, so they've got that bit of self-independence when they go to school, because I know when they haven't got as much support when they're at school. Building blocks, just so that we start how to start with the children, so that we get the foundation with them, so then we can start building up their blocks for their reading and writing. So we've got a big head office in Bournemouth. So again, we've got like a HR team, we've got a legal team, we've got a health and safety department, we've got a marketing, we've got like a Senko lady, like Enco lady that covers like Enco behaviour, English additional language, and they to cover that part of the business. Obviously, every nursery's got a manager. Some have got trainee managers within and then everyone's got a deputy manager. We've had our previous deputy has now moved into the health and safety side of the company. So they do start with us, and we've had a couple practitioners that have then left and gone to Aspire, which is our training team on sites. So then she now assesses other practitioners for them to be level 3 qualified or level 2 qualified, so we can venture out within the company. So obviously they'd fill out an application form, and then they'd have an interview still, and then obviously if they're successful, then they'd do a sign up with the local assessor for them, and then they would do about 30 hours training, like here on site, and then about 7 hours a week doing the written side of it. We do have level 1 students, which they're not obviously, they're just volunteers, but they're from about 16, 17, but then we can take from when they leave school as an apprenticeship, so anything from 16. So obviously someone that is willing to follow the company ethos for like being eco-friendly, someone that is very got good communication skills, is quite very hands-on, very practical with children, is willing to get stuck in with the children, get messy. Someone that's can have good relationships with the parents as well, can have good communication, so they can talk to parents about their day, when we do handover in the evening, or even when they drop off in the morning, just ask how they've been.
So my name's Jasmine, I'm the room manager of Explorers. That age group is from 1 to 2. So at the start of the day, we welcome the children in from their parents. So at the moment, we're doing handovers outside in the main area outside. We take them from their parents, ask how they're doing, take them into the room, show them the activities, help them explore the room to start off with. We'd start off with some breakfast. We then do free flow, so outside play, inside play. We quite like messy play in our rooms. We've got Play-Doh and water. We then move on to lunchtime, give the children their lunch, all sit around the tables together. Then typically most of the children go to sleep after lunch. So they'd have their nap after lunch and we all sit with the children, have some music on in the background. And then the afternoon is pretty much the same as the morning. We like to have free flow again, so garden play, outside in the sandpit. We like to do a lot of singing as well, and then that leads into tea time towards the end of the day. So we can take up to 18 children in my room. Typically we usually have about 10, but we are getting a bit busier now, so some days we have about 15 children in the room. So in my room we usually have about 4 staff members that are permanently in the room. Sometimes we all swap over, but the children know most of the staff within the nursery because they all see them around the nursery. But usually we have about 4 staff members that are permanently in my room. I just love being with the children. I think in my room particularly, they start to gain a lot more confidence. So you see quite a lot of their personalities coming out and they do some quite funny things. And I think sometimes quite a lot of the children are in for long periods of time. So we're part of their main care throughout the week. So they rely on us and we have lots of nice cuddles, and it's just quite nice to see them developing as they get a bit older. So sometimes we get them when they're quite young in my room and they've just started walking. So it's gaining that bit more confidence in their walking, their abilities. Obviously they start to say a lot more words when they're in my room. And then particularly when they are ready to move on to investigators, they've got quite cheeky personalities. So it's going from being a small child to kind of getting a bit more confidence and their personalities coming out a bit more before they move to the next room. I think once you are in an environment with lots of children, you kind of just sink into it. It's just all about kind of being a child yourself, really, having a bit of fun about you, wanting to look after the children, being around the children. I think it's a really nice setting to be in because it's quite fun during the day. You're looking after the children, but at the same time you're having fun with them because you're exploring the activities with them, you're singing and dancing with them, and you're helping them to develop as they move through the nursery. So it's really nice. So I started off as an apprentice. I worked my way up to my level 3. I then moved on to being a senior practitioner. I did go away for a couple of months and worked abroad in childcare. I came back and then I progressed on to being a room manager. So I slowly worked my way up as I've been here. And I think that's quite easy for anyone to do, really, if you wanted to. I think there are quite a lot of opportunities within a setting like this to work your way up if you wanted to, even if it was just to be a rep, because at the moment I'm also a health and safety rep as well. So there's lots of alternative things that you can do within a setting like this.